Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid and broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride," by Hunter S. Thompson. Charlotte Boyer was born at the Worthington Clinic and Hospital in Worthington, Minnesota, on March 12, 1943. Her parents were Floyd Ralph Boyer and Fern Charlotte Boyer, the latter of whom she was named after. Her father was born to Henry W. Boyer and Myrtle Ellen Gorst Boyer on March 21, 1924, in Round Lake, Minnesota, while her mother was born to Walter Hurley and Inberg Peterson Hurley during March of 1922, in the town of Lakefield, Minnesota. At first, Nana was an only child, but later she ended up having 6 brothers and 3 sisters. Well, I'm stuck as an only child. I'd list them all, but if I did, we'd be here all day. Then there are her children, Dean and Linda, but I just call her Mom. Much of Nana's early life consisted of her family constantly moving from house to house with very little to get by with, in houses that often had little plumbing, no electricity, some of them were even one-room houses. They had to move around so much due to her dad constantly getting hired as a farmhand for many different employers, one of which was his brother-in-law. Nana went through grades 1 through 12 at the Round Lake School, the very same school that her father and his siblings attended. Luckily for her, her family lived near a school bus route at that time. Unfortunately for her, on her first day of school, she ended up going for the wrong classroom and was bullied at the end of the day because of it. One of her favorite memories was when, after her brother Gene got hurt and started crying, a teacher came to get her to see if she could get him to stop. The second that Gene saw her, he immediately stopped. He was scared silent because Nana was wearing lipstick, which was something her mother forbid due to her religious beliefs. Gene was so concerned for Nana that he forgot all about himself. In the fall of 1959, Nana met who would soon be her future husband, Chuck Houston. They soon began a steady relationship and were married by the end of Nana's senior year. They rented an apartment in Kansas City, and Nana got a job at Hallmark Cards, while Chuck worked part-time as a diesel mechanic. He couldn't get a full-time job since he was still in trade school. Eventually, they moved back to the Round Lake area. Not long afterwards, they had kids, those being Dean, Dwayne, who unfortunately passed away as an infant, and my mom, Linda, or Lynn as she prefers to be called. Later, in 1967, they moved to Iowa, where they raised their kids. In 1978, they divorced, leaving Nana to raise Dean and Linda. In February 1979, Nana met her current husband and my Nampa, John S. Baldridge, an architect from Sioux Falls. Later, Nana and her husband opened their own business and moved to Norfolk, Virginia, while my mother stayed by in Rock Rapids and married my father. He's a funny guy. In the year of 2008, a little while after I was born, Nana helped us in the Green Our Vaccines rally all the way in Washington, D.C. There, I got to meet Jim Carrey. Cut to a few years later, our paths would cross again in a RAGBRAI ride of 2013. Well, I'd hope our paths would cross again. She's my Nana. Nana and Nampa decided to participate in this race, accompanied by Mom, Dad, myself, and Uncle Gene. Mom volunteered that Mom and I would be a support team, while Dad was just kind of dragged along for the ride. First it was because he had to get us to a starting point, after which he took Nampa's pickup back to our home. Unfortunately, on the very first day, which was a Sunday, our RV broke down since we were in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, with nothing open. Dad had to come all the way back to tow us to the next overnight town, so he could get the parts to repair it the next day. We had no brakes nor power steering. I remember Mom saying to me often, "Pray, Sam, pray harder." This seemed to happen a lot over the week. Nana's other grandson, Benjamin, will be 15 years old next year, and much like his grandmother, he likes to read. Also like his grandmother, he is interested in the history of World War II. I say that he is also like his grandmother in this way because she has been an official World War II historian for the 359 Fighter Group for over 24 years. She discovered this fighter group while researching her husband's oldest brother, Lieutenant Arlen R. Baldridge. He was shot down over Germany on May 21st, 1944. He was buried in France, and through trips to the military archives in Suitland, Maryland, Nana and Nampa learned the horror he suffered through before being murdered by German soldiers. Nana continued to research the 359 Fighter Group. She has assisted in a number of books written here in the United States, as well as the UK. She has also helped coordinate projects in the United Kingdom, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Germany. Eventually, Nana and Nampa made a trip to Bad Doberan, Germany. While there, they visited the crash site of Lieutenant Baldridge, the courthouse, and jail where he was beaten and shot through the heart. In 2011, Nana and Nampa went to Luneville, France, where they attended a dedication ceremony of a monument to a pilot who was also killed while flying for a 359 Fighter Group. Nana had helped in finding the pilot's family. She and Nampa now grow grapes in their vineyard, on their farm in Virginia, spend time with family, travel, live life to the very fullest, and stuff like that. She is still fulfilling her duties as a 359 Fighter Group historian today.